middle anyway, isn't it? Good morning. Good morning. Let's just turn all my sounds down. Let's get you on the screen. I know, let's do it on a Saturday morning. There we go. Hi Sue, good morning. Sue's even on there before me today. There we go. Okay, good morning. Let's turn that sound down. Hi Karen, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's just move a little bit of this debris out of the way. Let's move that up there. Hopefully we're all okay this morning. Apologies for the notifications, Sue. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Patricia. You've just woke up. Join the club, darling. So have I. So have I. So have I. Right, let's just move that across there a bit. Right, okay. I think we're okay. I think my screen is fairly straight. Morning, Connie. I'm just finishing my cup of tea. I've had crisp breads for breakfast with some cream cheese on. Well, the roller cola triangles from Aldi. Oh, don't you worry about it. I think quite a few people will be watching the funeral this morning, so that's fine. I hope everybody's okay this morning. I'm going to do a bit of gel plate with the new Arden Creative Collection. I'm going to use my Versafine Clair on it because I don't want to use paint today. So let's have a go how that works. Morning, Jill. That's okay, Jill. Yeah, there'll be lots watching. I'll just wait a couple more moments. Hopefully we might get up to double figures, but do you know what? I'm okay if we don't. Oh, I wonder if that'll clean that. Hey, it might do. I did some stenciling yesterday with my ink. I wonder if it'll work. Let me just see. Vaguely. Yes, I suppose it will. Hi, Glynis.
I think it's water-based.
No, they're oil-based.
On the stencils. What, you're cleaning now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's watching James Martin. Oh, the kitchen, morning kitchen. I think he... Where's Pancake gone? Does he want to go back out again? Or has he gone upstairs to bed? If he's not in the kitchen, I think he's gone to bed. I think morning, Stella, morning. We've got the door shut today though because, but I might get Steve to open the window, perhaps. Just because of what I'm using on my gel plate. Yes, I will have to invest in that. I will. Oh well, that's all right, Karen. That's the offset, isn't it? That's the offset. Okay, let's just get going. So today, I'm going to start using my gel plates. So this one is the little. It's really sweet little size. This one. It's Yeah, we are having a heat wave next week, Jill. All next week. I'm using the gel press 3x5 inch plate because I want to do a little bit of ephemera bits and pieces using the Arden Creative. I've got some new stencils, some new stamps, a couple of dies, and I'm going to use my template set 3 because I want to do like a little bookmarky inserty thingies. Oops. So I thought I would have a go, and Laura has now got her gel plates back in stock. So you know I did some a while ago, and Jill was just Laura was just waiting for the stock to come in. That's now come in, so she has got a few different sizes, and this is the 3x5 inch. So perfect for your mat and layering on your journal pages. Great for ATC size. So this is the small 3x5 inch. So I thought I'd do that because it's a bit more manageable as well. I'm also going to use, a rinky dinky think, these little, oh stop with the notifications, that's driving me nuts. Oh, I've got a bit of a snozzy nose. I think I'm getting a cold actually because my ears, one of my ears is blocked. I know I've had a bit of cheese, but that's not been too bad actually. I've not been over snotty. So I'm going to use 6A and 6B, which is the little tall bookmarky insert. So I'm going to use that, and I think I might use the little flappy flip up one. I'll just get that one and that one, I think. Let's just see. So that's number 7. I don't even know where that one's from, number 7, but I'm going to use the 5A, 5B. I'm not quite sure where that 7's from, but I'll use it anyway. Oh, well, there you go, Jill. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit. So normally I would use acrylic paint with my gel plates, but I don't want to get too messy today. Oh, I'm going to turn this phone off because I'm sick of all these blooming notifications. Will you shut up? I don't even know if muting it will stop the notifications. But anyway, I've muted it now, and let's see. Morning, Jackie. Oh no. Oh, one was poorly. Oh, bless. So hopefully not too bad today. Get the fresh air in. Hopefully that'll help. So every now and then I'm going to have to blow my nose. Yeah, so like I said, normally I would use acrylic paint for the gel press, but I'm being quite lazy today. I want quick results. I don't want to wait for the paint to dry. So I'm going to use my Versafine Clair. Morning, Shelley. Morning, Dawn. Morning, morning. 1 weekend to go, Dawn. Very exciting. So there's just a few little differences about using your inks with a gel plate. And because I'm using Versafine Clair, it's an oil-based paint ink, so it won't react with water. So normally with my paints, I can just give it a spritz, add a little bit of water because it'll react to with the paints. But because it's a permanent ink, pigment ink with oil base, I can't use water. So what I'm using is a surgical spirits. Now you can get another type of sort of alcohol-y Isa something, I can't remember what it's called, but I've got my surgical spirits and I've decanted some into my spray bottle, and I've also put some in my little fine needle nozzle dobber, so I can add little bits that'll disperse that ink, and it'll brayer really well, and it's a quicker result really than waiting for your paint layers to dry on your gel plate. isopropyl, that's the one, Shelley. So if you can get some isopropyl, use that, because that will clean your plate and stuff. But I'm using surgical spirits because it's alcohol based as well, so that will help, that will do it. So I've got a nice variety of colours as well with Versafine Clair, and I'm also using some of the new stencils. So I've got this one, which is letterbox collage, which is some nice little features on it. I've also got this new Maker's Marks clear stamp set. So again, some really lovely images on there, but not very big, that it'll work on this smaller plate. Then I've also got this stencil, which is Distressed Diamond. I love this. Again, really small. Paths. I know, it's funny. I think you all got fat fingers this morning typing, because it's too early in the morning. I've also got some of these Fern Valley craft dies, and I like these because they're small enough to go on my little cutter, so I don't have to get my big shot out. I've also got these film strips, which also will fit on my little cutter. And then I've got some new papers to see if I'll mix and match with them. So yeah, let's have a little play. Let's have a play. So as always, I've not planned anything apart from the fact that I know that I'm going to use my gel plate. But you can't always plan really with gel plates either, because you think you know where it's going, and then it doesn't go that way. And I'm fine with that. So I've got my little scrap paper at the side. I'm going to use some cardstock for this, because obviously I want something substantial for my journal. So I want to use, this is just my nice white cardstock, which is about 280, 300 GSM. It's waffy, that's what we could do. I could also make a stencil with the leaf fern dies, couldn't I, Glynis Blatherwick? I could. You're like one of those TV presenters who always butt in with the demonstrators and come up with and spoil my fun, Ladybird. I'm not mentioning no names, but we know, don't we, Jill? But yes, you can use all your dies to make stencils with as well, which is a perfect idea. Thank you, Glynis. So let's get going. I've got my ink at the side of me. So I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to start with some pinks and purples. So I've got my Purple Delight. Try and read it upside down, it's not always helpful. So a little bit of dibby dabby dobbing. And I've also got the Lilac Bloom, which I love, which will go at the bottom. And then I've got a big brayer. I've put in my basket the big 6-inch brayer from Laura, because I haven't got a big 6-inch one. This one is a 4-inch one, which is okay for this, but I want a big 6-inch one because I don't want to feel left out. So all I've done, I've just daubed it, and I'm just going to slightly roll. Very light pressure, very light pressure. So let's just roll the excess out on that card. So already I've got a background waiting, and I hardly put any pressure on that, and it just means my ink pads are really juicy. So I've got loads of ink still left on there, but I'll move that to one side and use that later. And let's get some more card. It's behind you. It's behind you. Yeah, our Glynis got a glimpse into the life of me, didn't you, this week? She saw my background. Woo! But saying that, I am actually going to finally sort some YouTube lives out. I know it's been a while, hasn't it, since I was going to do it. But I'm going to do some vlogs to the camera as well. And my market starts again in a couple of weeks, so I'm actually going to do some Come With Me, and you'll see a world of pure imagination. So I'll do some market vlogs as well. And use your dies to make stamps. So there's an endless possibility. Oh, you... Yeah, just keep out of the way with men in the cars, Glynis. They have this thing about them, don't they? Okay, so let's get my stencil going. And I've got a bit of time to play with this ink as well, because it's juicy. Unlike your paints, which tends to dry quicker than you want it to, with this, I can... got a bit of time to play. Okay, so I've got my little stencil on there. Let's just give it a little press down and roll it over. So if there's any ink left on that, you can take a reverse image of that. So I've just pressed down on my roller. Let's lift that up. Let's get a piece of card straight away and pop that over there. So I've got a bit of an impression. It's only a little bit, but what I am going to do in a second is give that a spritz with my surgical spirits, and then let's just pop that over there and give it a nice little press down with my fingers. So I've got a little bit of imagery there with my stencil, and the benefit of using these inks as well, you can go back over and over and it'll create a darker image. So if there's any ink left on, it'll just keep increasing that intensity of colour. So I've got my little first bit there. Let's just get my little surgical spirits spray, and it'll start reacting with that. Let's put that on there. So you do need a ventilated room if you're using this, and hopefully it'll work. So it's picked up a little bit on there. That bit of a clean. Okay, so I want another little layer now, and this time I'm going to go with the rose, Hawthorn Rose. Bit of a wipe. Let's add a little bit more. And then I'm also going to add a little bit in places of this Shady Lane. And this time I'm going to use some of my stamps. So all I'm doing, I'm just getting on my card and starting to layer up some colour with texture using my inks and my gel plate. So I really like this one. And the thing with gel plates is it's just a bit of experimentation more than anything. It's just having a play and just being okay with the outcome of it, because you really can't control what happens. So if you like to plan, you need to tell your brain to knock it off for a bit and just go with the process. And my friend, one of my friends, she's very into nature and being in tune with your body and stuff. And she said she has a new trick now if her mind is sort of overworking. She tells her brain to switch off, and she actually gives her brain a name. So I tried it with me and Steve. So the idea is that you let your mind go blank, and then your first name that pops in your head is your brain's name. And then the idea is if your brain's overstimulated, you just tell your brain just to calm right down. And my brain name is Agnes. So every now and then I'll just say, Agnes, calm yourself right down. So I'm going to go back over with this and let's just see what we get. Oh, I like that. So I've got little areas there. That's really quite pretty. I like that. That's really subtle. I'm going to go over again with this hawthorn rose, and I'm going to use my other piece that I got before. But she's such a lovely soul, Ruby her name is, and she's got an allotment now. She loves it. So if anyone's interested in watching allotment excitement, I'll give you Ruby's YouTube channel. It's called Dotty Delightful. She used to run like vintage markets under the name Dotty Delightful. You see an old woman wearing a scarf. Oh, okay, cool. So it just picks up the areas that you've stamped. So you've got a bit of white showing through. Yeah, I didn't want to comment about the hun on her head, but anyway. So let's just put that on there. Oh, nice, lovely dandelions. Well, Steve's still got his Christmas trees in the garden. My sister got me some plants for Easter, so I'm looking forward to them being planted actually in the ground, because they're still in the tubs at the back of the garden. I need to paint my wall at the back, and they've got a beautiful water feature in Aldi that I really quite fancy. So there we go. So I've got a little bit of stamping going on, just very subtle in the background, but it all adds to the texture and the patination on our gel plate. So with this one now, I'm going to add a little bit. Let's get another colour. I'm going to add some of my turquoise. So this is Warm Breeze. Oh, your mum was a Ruby, was she? Oh, lovely Sue. I love that name as well, Ruby. It's a lovely name. So this is the Sea Breeze. So I'm trying to theme to about 3 colourways. So I've got my my pinks, my greens, and then like my turquoise blues. So hopefully it will all blend together. So let's get that on there. And then let's get this again. And I'm just going to press down on there. So I'm going to try and do about 4 or 5 pieces on my gel plate, and then I'll get creating with the results. So that's just got a little bit of the stenciling coming through there, but very subtly, but it's nice and dark enough that you can see the results. Let's take that off there. Let's see if I can get that on there. Oh, there's not much coming through on that one. Let's give it a bit of a spritz. Absolutely, Jill, that is what it is. And it also means if you've got any of your rubber stamps that you want to mirror, you can stamp with your permanent inks on here and then use that as a way of reversing your stamp. So sometimes, you know, like your bunny stamps, I like to have a couple of them together. And even like my little fairy stamps and my little Red Riding Hood type stamp, that can be reversed as well. But it is very versatile, and once you start, the problem is, see, I've managed to transfer some of that over now with that spray. Once you start, the problem is, Jill, you just carry on. So the idea is, when you get your plate out, you know, do have quite a bit of cardstock at the side of you ready, because you're going to make loads and loads of backgrounds. So even if you don't use them all for your project that you're doing immediately, it means that you're getting a load of backgrounds that you can start using on your work. So I love that. I love it. Okay, so let's get another piece of card. Pop that on there. And sometimes it is quite nice to not clean it properly, because then it adds to the surface for the next time. Well, I've got the big one as well. They've got a new size in. Mine is the 10x8, but Laura's actually got the A4 size, which is brilliant, obviously, for your A4 papers. So you can obviously do it that way or that way to decorate your papers up, and you can do all sorts with it. Morning, Dee. So any of your distress oxides are really great. But there we go, that's our nice background with that one. Just using the stencil. Just going to give that a bit of a wipe. And that's why I think, obviously with your acrylic paints, you've just got to be, you know, you just got to watch how much you're putting on, and it sort of sounds like a right sticky. If it sounds sticky, you've got enough on. If it glides over, you've got too much on. But it's quite messy using your acrylics, which is why I quite like using my ink pads, because obviously if you use your distress oxides, you can manipulate them with water, which makes beautiful finishes, and you can layer the colours, but they're not permanent. But you can get like a glaze. There's a Tim Holtz glaze that you can use to go over your work with distress oxides. But I much prefer using my Versafine Clair now. Yeah. Just be just be careful of going down that rabbit hole, Jill. You know, but it is a nice rabbit hole. It is a nice rabbit hole. Okay, fern. Let's get me fern out. Let's get my little what's it out. My little roller bowler. I've got my little Sizzix sidekick there. I love this little thing. Ow, my knee. I'm just going to roll out a couple of little ferns. Let's get my plates out. Oh, bought new plates because I couldn't find my old plates, and then guess what? I found my old plates. Morning, Kim. You're all right? It's early, isn't it? I know we're normally an afternoon gang, aren't we? But I think, well, on reflection, I didn't go to my mum's theatre group yesterday because, on reflection, I've got too much on. So my BAFTA performance will have to wait because I just have got too much on. So I was sort of being honest with myself, and I just thought, you know what, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for it. So let's just, I've been making steampunk journals, so I've used some of this paper. I really like it. It's a different colour, so I've just got these a few to finish. I was sewing them last night. I made 5 last night. I've just got to finish them off. But I really like the orangey yellow paper. Champagne it's called. But anyway, these will be finished later. Okay, so let's get... Oh, that's very funny. And you've been out already. Blimey. Right, let's just roll that through. Oh, that dog, barking Dogovan. Oh, that's a very pretty little fern, that. So let's just cut a few more of them out. Thank you, Glynis. I've got a little bit of gold embossing to do using one of my stencils and some stencil paste. I can actually get 2 out of that one. Let's not be daft. So I've just got my little sidekick. I've got 2 in 1 on there. But I do rather like those journals. I've got some danglers to make for it. So I have been doing quite a lot of printing. Oh, dropping a box of gilding flakes. A blooming nuisance, aren't they, Kim? Blooming heck. So I've got these lovely little ferns. And they do seem to cut quite well. I'm not going to deny it because there's some right fiddly bits on these. So let's just... Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. And then a little bit down there. Right, that'll do, donkey. Right, shift that. Shift them. Put that back on there. So they're very nice dies. I'm trying to get dies that are small to go on my sidekick so I don't have to get my big shot out because it's just behind me. Everything's just behind me or just at the side of me. Oh, come on, get in. Get in. Well, that's no good because I've put it in upside down. That's better. Okay, so I've got my little ferns on there. And then let's put a little bit of ink on there. I'm going to go with my lilac plume. That little bit of a roll. Spread that ink about. Tell me about it, Glynis. Honestly, I've got so much stuff. However, I'm going to sort of de-stash out over the next couple of months, and maybe a couple of de-stashes. So that is a little stencil there now. So we were talking about making stencils with our dies. That's a nice little stencil there using the ferns. So things like that don't waste. What I'd probably do is use cardstock next time, just so it's a bit more robust, but that's pretty nice to use. Oh, the messages are a pain, dear. You just sometimes have to swipe across to the next. If you swipe left, that might help with it. Okay, so let's get this blue one. Pop that over there. Oh, that's quite pretty. So I've got little fern patterns now, just over the top of that. So already I've got layers and layers of lovely interest on this. Very subtle, because I'm only using the paler colours. But what I'm going to do now is use this blue on it and try and make a darker colour for one of the other ones. Oh, okay. I've got that much cardstock, Kim. I've got a cubbyhole of it upstairs. I took loads to a nursery, one of my friends, when she used to work in a nursery. They got a load of cardstock. You can probably hear the dog chorus now outside. Right, let's cut that. So that's on there. But I'll put all the links to the stuff that I've used on my comments page when I finish the project. Oh, and I've put that in a little bottle. I've stuck a pin in the top so that it doesn't spill anywhere, because there's no lid on that. So when I take that off, now that's like one of those cyanotype-y things. Isn't that lovely? That's just lovely. That's just lovely. Oh, nice. Baby ephemera, lovely. So then I'll peel that off. No, I might just, let's just see, I'll get another one off there. Let us just do a little bit of, tiny bit of green on this now. A little bit of green with a little bit of that pink. And then I'm going to do it just a little bit skew-if, upside down to the one I've just done. I'm not pressing on as hard. But I've got a nice little background there. I'm going to add a bit more pink to that, I think. Let's just go in with a darker pink. And let's go in with a bit more green. Oh, blimey, Kim. Yeah, you do need to do a bit more destashing as well. Destash. I think that's the posher name for it. Destash. Let's try that. Yeah, so I've got a bit more layering going on there with that. Oh, I quite like that. I quite like that. Okay, so that's my little stencils done. And then I might get the reverse of that. That's a pretty one. See how nice is that one? And that one's ideal for layering some more stamps on that. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Okay, so I might have enough, I think, with this, because we can still add our little bits and pieces on the top without having to use the gel plate. So I'm just going to give this a very quick wipe. Get most of the colour off. Morning, Beth. How are you, lady? I hope you're alright. I hope you're enjoying your time. Beth's got a big occasion coming up, haven't you, Beth? And it's very exciting. We're all very excited for you. Right, so I'm just going to put my little plastic protectors back on. And get that on there out the way. Okay, so let's have a little tidy up and then we'll crack on regardless. Okay, so I've got two there that I can still keep adding bits and pieces to. So I've still got my ink pads out ready to use. I'll try and find my stamp platform there. Then my little block is there. Oh, well, that's good. I'm going to do some on Monday night as well for crafting together. But I might use my Distress Oxides with that one because you get like a different effect with it. So I've got those two. I've got that one. I quite like that one. And then these I am going to do a little bit of messing about with as well. So hopefully I'll have enough to make a little project. It's obviously not going to fill a whole journal, but it'll do. Oh, and I've got this one. Oh, and I've got that one. Oh, and I've got that one to mess with. Yeah, so I have done more than I thought. So these are just the waste bits from the rub off, but they're not wasted. So let us get a little bit of fun going. Right then. So for this one, I'm going to use my bookmark one because I just think it's crying out for a long fern on this one. Get off. Nice little pile there. I've got piles everywhere. I don't need to see a doctor, I don't. Oh, well, I'm glad to see you back, Dee. See, I like that one as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go about there. I think. Let's get my pencil. Oh, and I've lost one of my best pencils as well. It's probably on the floor somewhere. The cat's probably knocked it off. And then I'm very excited because I've got some new little pads to go on me to go on my blending brush. Topped up on them, so it just means I've got one nearly for every colour. Apologies for the scrunching. I thought that said burger screen, Karen. Burger screen. Okay, so I've got that. I've got that. And then all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of Distress ink around it. Well, it's not Distress ink, it's this. But I'm going to use my Twilight, so which is a darker blue, but I'm still keeping in with the themes of my pinks, my purples, my blues, and a little bit of green. So I'm just going to take that right to the edge. That's going to be where the little tassel's going to be. But all I want to do is just edge around it with that darker blue, just to finish it off. Just like that, just like that. And then I've got, I have got some little tassels in here. Let's shift my big jar of lavender. See, that's at the side of me. We'll have to do a little thing. What's at the side of your desk? Also at the side of my desk is a lovely tub of tassels. So I've got the blue, which is quite pretty, but I've also got a nice light pink. Pink or blue, lovelies? You tell me. I will defer to your boundless knowledge. I will defer to your boundless knowledge. La la la. And while you're deciding, I'm just going to put a little hole at the top of that. I wonder if I could find my crocodile. Where's that? No. Oh no. Where is my crocodile? If that Stephen Wheeler's had it, he'll be in trouble. I only had it the other day. Oh, it's behind me. It's behind me, Glynis. D has spoken. D is the law. Oh, well, there you go, D. Pink, see? It's too late. D's spoken. D is the font of guru knowledge today. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Kim. Blue might be your favourite colour, Glynis, but not today, it's not. Not today, oh wise one. Oh, and if anyone's going to the Lee Papercraft show, I think I'm going. That's on the 4th of May. Not that I need anything, but, you know, you've just got to have a look, haven't you? See, that's really quite pretty, isn't it? We do like that a rather lot. I like that a rather lot. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of the new papers, which is a very vintagey colour, very subtle sort of beiges and greys, which means you can add all your different colours to it. So you could even use this on your gel plate just to add extra colour to it. So don't be afraid of using your scrapbook paper as well, rather than just blank paper and card, to add a bit of texture to what could be a rather plain page. Plain page, I said, not Elaine Page. That's a different kettle of fish altogether. Right, so let's shift that. Let's get that. And these are ideal sizes for using my templates, so I rather like them. So this is a nice pad, this one. Different to the other one, because it's a different size. It's 6 by 8, but it has, let's just go through these, lovely. I am into the Arden papers, D. I really love them. I really do, but I just think all the colours work together. They're double-sided. Yeah, Kim, I just need to get me my Big Shot out for that. I have got my Big Shot, but it's just to the other side of me, underneath a really rather precarious Jenga tower, which includes 2 boxes of binding wires, a carrier bag that's got fabric in, some Ziploc bags from IKEA, some MDF coasters, an MDF box, some gloves, 2 paper pads, some crocheted hats, and some zips. Oh, and some cat poo bags. Yeah, so I've got to move all that to get to my Big Shot. But how lovely are these papers? I digress, I'm sorry. But lovely, aren't they gorgeous? So little ATC journaling cards. You make me laugh more, do Markham Jones. I've got to tell you, you make me laugh a lot. But look, and these are die cut little words, which I love, because they will do quite nicely on some of my journals. Oh, is there a fluffy toy? There might well be a fluffy toy on there, Glynis. I won't be surprised if there isn't. Oh, Kitty's just gone out the window. Can he get out? Can he get out, Steve? Can he get out? Did he come in? Can he get out? Did he come in that way? I think he came in the front and is going out the back window. That's what he does. So again, die cut. These little die cut elements, these tags, little cartoushy thingies. I don't know whether he can get out there. I don't think he can get out. Steve, he can't quite get out of the back. But I've just thought I'd show you all the papers because they're lovely. And I think you think I'm going to use that one. There, I've decided. After all that, it was the last page. So I'm going to use it sideways on. So let's do it that way. That's going to be the front bit there. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it like that, I think. There, that'll do. Okay. And they're quite a nice weighty paper, this. They're a bit different than the other ones because I think they've got a little bit more weight to them. I'll just have a quick look in a second. But I was right on it because Laura had these out on the 22nd and I'd got them in my dirty paws by the 23rd because I needed them. Of course I needed them. So the weight on these is 200 GSM, so that's quite a nice weight. Yeah, the other ones are 200, but it just means they're good for construction, especially with my templates. So let's just have a little cut round here. So today's plans, I've got to clear the table, I've got a play date a little bit later. Our Sarah John Allen's going to pop through. And then a bit of a declutter of my bedroom. I need to finish these journals off. I need to source my venues for my D-stash sales. And just generally just do more. Jill was, she's sort of on in the background, but she's watching funeral. And then just with my craft knife, I'm just going to take out these little mini squares. Now, if you've got a little square hole punch, obviously that'll make it a lot easier, but I haven't, so I'm just using my little craft knife. I haven't really chosen an adult supervisor today. I don't know whether I trust anybody of you lot today because you're all up late. Steve. Right, just because he's messing with something, and it's like this, it's just like a drip, 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 drip in the background. But I'll tell you a little story. So, was it yesterday or the day before? The day before, I went through to my mum's because we started trying to sort out a blue badge. And I did it on my tablet. So anyway, I went through to my mum's and I'm filling all the forms in. And then the next thing, Steve comes through. I've been there about 10 minutes. Steve comes through, he's going, "Will you stop tapping?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And I'd got my Bluetooth speaker on because I'd been watching a bit of me Brokewood Mountains, whatever it's called, my little Broken Wood, yeah, my little Kiwi murder mystery thing. And I'd got my Bluetooth speaker on and hadn't turned it off. So when I went through to my mum's, because she's only next door, it was still working. So I'm typing in all this stuff on my tablet for my mum, thinking, all Steve could hear was this. And he didn't know where it was coming from. It was driving him nuts. And it was my Bluetooth speaker. So now Steve knows how I feel when he's got his earphones in, his AirPods in, and then he's got some little irritating thing. He's either squeaking backwards and forwards on his chair or he's tapping something. So he's just done that now and I've just told him off. Oh, see, Connie, which sets have you got, lovely? Because which sets is it that you can't figure out, lovely? Because I can perhaps try and help you or direct you to a live that I've done or a video tutorial. Just let me know and we'll try and accommodate. Right, I'm just trying to find my little bone folder that I had. Where's that? I'll have to use that one. I don't know where my smaller one is. Let me just plug my wire in as well because my battery might be running down. I know, I thought that was quite amusing. So I might do that again actually and just leave it running in the background with some random noise going off. I thought that would be quite amusing. So let's just score down there. Score across there. Across there. Okay, and then before I stick it all together, just make sure it's lined up. Morning.
Oh, yeah.
Your stuff's in there, John. So just give it a little crease down. And then before I stick it, I'm just going to decorate the front of it now using some of these, some of my stamps. I have got some other stamps as well, but I don't know where they are. They're in the Arden box somewhere, so I will use some of these little ones. And I'll just use these very randomly. So these will go in as in a pocket in my journal, so I can decorate the back of them as well. Sometimes I'll just stick this in so it's a fixture inside, but I like putting them in pockets as well so that they're a bit more interactive. I like that film strip, so I'm going to use that blue. I don't want it as dark, so let's just knock some of the background off on one of these spares. So I'm just layering up little bits of interest on the back of these. I'm also going to use that as a little stencil, and I'm going to go on with the green with that one. I'm just dibby-dabbing this rather than swiping because it's only that flimsy paper, flim-flam paper. But it'll all work to make those little subtle marks in the background, and I can also reverse it as well. Don't forget you can flip them if you wanted to. See, that's just quite pretty. And then I'm going to get that darker blue to ink around the edge. Oh gosh. See, I've made such a mess already, and that's when you can't find things. Shift that out the way so I know where that is. So let me just cut around the inside of that properly so I can't see my pencil mark. There we go. And then I'm just going to get, let's try this. I'm just going to get one of my little blending brushes, just because I want to try and get in the middle of this, just to ink around the middle of this bit. Find a bit of scrap paper. Yeah, I'm going to do that just to get my little blending brush, just to ink just around my little squares. Oh, it's like brushing a cat's tooth. Oh, gone a bit too far on that one. I wonder if the blended brush would work the same. I don't think it will get underneath it. Oh, it might do. Oh, there we go. That's easier. It's easier than messing about. There, that'll do it. See, donkey? So that's why, do all your bits and pieces of messing before you stick it together. I know, see, on a Saturday morning, I know people don't like change. That's better. There we go. Oh, see, like that. So I'll stick that together now with a little bit of glue, and then I'll edge around the rest of it. So I've got my, that's Crafty multi-purpose adhesive, which is quite full because it's a branny. I've been using it though. Got ink everywhere. Fold that over to create my little pocket, and it's I like the size of this one. It's just a nice little folder, and it works really well with the film strip theme as well, with some of these Arden creative stuff. So I like that a lot. And then let's ink round the rest of this with that darker blue so it all ties in together. And then let's just edge round that back of that as well. You don't have to get up, Sue. It's Saturday. You know, you can do what you want. I had a pyjama day the other day. Didn't get dressed at all. Couldn't be bothered. I did jobs, but I was still not dressed. Okay. And I think just edging round it as well with your ink just blends all those colours together as well. It just makes it cohesive. So then that then will fit with a little bit of that peeping through. But I really quite like that. I really like that a lot. I do. And what I'm going to do just to finish this, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm going to use the new laser cuts. Scissors now, there they are. Oh, that's almost open anyway. I don't even need my scissors for that one. Oh, just the top bit. There we go. Time we're on. Oh, it's 11:05 already. Flipping heck. You have pyjama days. Well, Jill, that's very rude. You know, well done for your neighbour for dropping off compost. But do you know what? They could have sat and watched with you, couldn't they? So I'm going to get some of these laser cuts. They're very lovely. They're very lovely. But I want something that I just want something to go up the edge of that. I love these. I need a vacation. Own your dreams. Listen to your heart. That always reminds me of Strictly Ballroom. Feel the rhythm. Listen to your heart. If anybody's ever seen Strictly Ballroom, you will know exactly what I mean. Just before they do their paso doble. Right, let me just decide. Just talk amongst yourselves a second. I think it's going to have to be that fern, really, going up the side. Oh, Steve's dad's got his put his music on. Well done him. He's got some rap thing going on it. I don't know whether it's one of his CDs, but I don't know which CD is that. Steve's dad has an eclectic mix of music tastes, I have to say. Right, so that I've chosen those two because I can. Oh, what have I done? Oh, there, I've done that butterfly had flown away. So these are double-sided, so it just means you can either have them that way or that way. But I always like a little thing at the bottom right. That's my little visual spot of delight, I have to say. Yeah, if anyone's done my mixed media 2, I'm sort of using a diagonal layout. That's how I call it. So I'll just pop that across there. Just wipe that glue off, just those little fronds there, just so it doesn't stick to the back. That's very pretty. I could have used a die cut as well for that, my own die cut from the die itself. Yeah, I listen to, well, sometimes the Mindful Mix, which is a classical, it's Radio 3 mix of really lovely classical music to get me to sleep. But I also like listening to the Morning After mix, which is, I think it's a 6 Music one. and it's just really lovely chill out music to listen to in the morning, which is it's lovely for a weekend morning, you know, with your glass of orange and your little Rivitas, which I had today. There are other crisp breads available, but I've got into my Rivitas because I can get more for me book, for me points. You can have 4 of your Rivitas legally without it being a sin on Fat Club Slimming World. So I have the sweet onion ones this morning with a couple of them with a little cheese triangle, and that was brekkie, and it still means I've got 2 more to play with. So there we have our little bookmark thing with the tassel, and then that there. So obviously I could do extra bits of stamping or whatever on it, but just as a little thing for your journal, I just think that's really quite pretty. I really like that a lot. I think that's rather lovely. So that's one, and then are we all right for a bit more time? You're all right for playing a bit longer? Well, let's just say yes we are. Yes we are, Liz. Let's just stay a little longer. I know, but I've not done a live this week, so I'm getting a bit stir crazy with not making stuff. That's spare. Yeah, it was tasty, Glynis. Don't be judging. Don't be judging. I know, but I could have had the fruit Rivita, but you're only allowed 3 of them, and I haven't got anything quick enough to put on it. Do you know what I mean? So, sweet onion, I've only got 3 left in the packet. It's tasty. Tasty. Right, I'm going to use this one now, and I'm going to mess about with this one, I think. So I've still got those to play with at a later stage that are just the start of a background. And even those strips, you know, you can use them on the spine of a journal, your little spine. So, you know, don't be wasting any of those little bits as well. You can also collage them to make journal covers. You have seen my lives where I've done my Frankenstein journal covers using little bits of paper. So things like that always work. Right, so for this one, I'm going to use... Come on, I'm going to use this one. 5A and 5B. Again, a nice little pocket one. I might even use the blue tassel, Glynis. I might do, I might not. I'll tease you. Right, so let's get... See, I don't think that's going to be quite... It's not quite big enough. Not far off, but I don't want to lose my flap there. So let's get another piece. Put that one back in there. I've got to stay now because Karen's put an exclamation mark at the end of that, so I've got to do as Karen tells me to. Shut up, dogs. Those dogs are bonkers. Right, I'm going to go with that darker one. That's the back of that one. I like that. It's okay, but I much prefer that one. And these essential pads have 2 sheets of each design. There's 12 designs. 2 sheets, 24 in total. Rather lovely. So I should get both of these. If I play my cards right, I should get both of these out of this sheet. Okay, so let's draw around this bit. Oh, see, I like that bit there. If I do that there, I might get most of that. That's fine. Okay, let's line that up. Okay, that's that one, and then Yeah, that's fine for that. Do 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 do. It is upside down, but we're okay with the writing being upside down because I'm going to add bits to it. And cut my little aperture out. Let's get me little inking on the inside. And because it's double-sided, you don't have to worry about doing anything on the inside of it, because obviously when you take your card out you'll see the back of the paper, and it just makes it nice and pretty, the fact that you've got a design already done. Okay, so let's get my scrap paper again and do a bit more inky dinky stamping on both of these. So I'm going to use, what was I going to use? I'm going to use that one. I don't know what I've done with the other half. Oh, it's there. No, I'm going to... See, I quite like that one. What shall I use, the leaf or the blue? I'll give you a choice. That one or that one, that one or that one, that one or that one, that one or that one. You be the judge. Oh, you see, Kim says go blue. Yeah, I might... Leaf. Right, I'm going to go with that one, and then I'm going to use the blue dauber for glinis, for our glinis. The blue tassel, I think. Maybe. Okay, I'm going with that one. Fine, okay. Fine. Too late, you've all spoken. I'm going to go with this now. Tough. Done it. Done it. Too late. A little bit left there I can use on something else. Okay, so let's get some right, so this time I'm actually going to use this little stencil. Thank you. Okay. Oh, you cheeky thing. So a little bit of that stencil, I quite like that one. That little bit of a rubby-dub-dub. Let's get that clean. see what else. Do 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 do. Get on. There we go. So I've got that one. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is get the dark green. Let's put a bit more green on that. So I don't want to completely go over me fern leaves, but I want enough to start giving it a little bit of extra. See, I can still see it's very subtle background there. I like that, and I'm going to do a little bit of pink stamping as well. Just a little bit, not a lot. With these. Just a little bit, little bit. Let's take that off so I can give it a little bit more direction. That's it. So a little bit of random stamping. I really quite like that. It was quite pretty. So that's that, and then let's just do a bit more with this pink to bring those colours together. So that's what I mean, even though they were quite neutral backgrounds, just by adding a bit of extra colour from your projects that you're already doing, it links everything together. So don't be afraid of having a play with your papers and stuff. Right, a little bit of that stenciling in the blue to tie that with that. A little bit there. It's just every little subtle little nods to the card that's going to go inside. Let's glue that together. Okay, let's just give that a nice crease. Stick that down. Oh, don't be jamming up. Better. Okay, not too much on there. And then let's get where's that blue? There it is. Let's get all the edges inked. Nice. Let's ink round that one. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, what have I done with that blue tassel now that I rudely knocked out of the way? So I don't know whether I need a tassel on that. I don't know. I don't know. So that fits in there. But what I'm going to do is put something in the centre of that. So let's have a little look through the bits. Let's see what I could possibly put. Gosh, shut your gob. It's so gobby, that doggy. See, I could put a little thing there. I do like that. So let's put that there. Let's get my ink around that. Let's put that to that. Make sure that's flush. Put it there. Put that there. So that when that comes out, oh, that's pretty. I like that. That goes there, and then I want a little die cut thingy there. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Do 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 do. I'm going to use, I want that one. I want a beige butterfly because I'm going to give it a different colour. And it's easier to ink the beige than it is the green. So, oh, look what I can do. I can just, oh, let's peel that one off. Peel that one off. Shove that one on. And then get our pink that we've used, our Hawthorn Rose Versafine Clair. Alright, Dawn, see you later. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. So I'm just going to go over this. So again, don't think you're stuck with the colours that you've got, because you're not. That's it. Let's give you a bit of a curve, pal. There we go. Let's stick you in. So this time I'm actually going to put my butterfly up here. I like that a lot. There we go. So I've got those two little jobbies done. And then what I'm going to do now, with a bit more of that paper, because we're alright for time, aren't we? Yeah, it's only 11:30. So I've got those two. I really rather like them. I like that one. And then obviously you've got space for journaling on the back of that. Very subtle. I like that one. I like that rather a lot. I do. So I've got those two, and then what I'm going to do... Oh, that's a nice idea. The flower stamens. Oh, I've got some. Oh, see, Shelley, see what you've done now. I got some from a D-stash sale. Got these little jobbers. What good idea, thanks, Shelley. So just before that sticks, let's just glue the hell out of that. Let's just do that, shall we? So these are little stamens. Oh, that I love them, Glynis. I do like them. I do. I mean, I know I created them, but I like them myself. That's why I created them. There we go. Oh, see, I like them, don't they? I like that. Thanks, Shelley. There we go. And now, once that's dry, I'll cut that little tail off. But yeah, that's pretty sweet, that, isn't it? Pretty sweet. Pretty love it. See, I like that one. Okay, right, so let's just shift those two out the way. My desk is absolute disgrace, but still. Let's get my little sidekick back out. I don't know what I've done with the plates. But I'm going to use the film strip die now. Oh, what? Oh, they're there, the plates. Thank you. Connie, I need to know what templates you're struggling with, lovely, if you're still watching. And let's get... La 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 la. Oh, be careful when you take these out, because obviously they're die cut plates, so they're a little bit sharp. You're waiting for the next set, are you? Well, you just have to wait and see, won't you, Glynis? Won't you, lady? Okay, so I'm going to use that one now. So let's cut. Well, not, because I don't want to use the middle bit of that. Let's use that one. Gosh, shut up, barking, you daft dog. Tell him, shut it. Right, I'm just lining up a little sandwich. Get that through there. Oh, I love a mangle. I love a mangle. Okay, now I need my little pokey tool now to get those out. They come out quite easy. I've got one of those little roller things, but just using my fingernail down it, I'll get most of them out. It does cut very nicely, this. I have to say, the quality of these dies are pretty nice, and I like the fact that they're black. I don't know why, it just amuses me. Very distinctive. But they do, the little holes do come out quite well. There we go. So I've got that. Save these little bits because these are really good for little labels for your front of your journals. Just add them to a little bit of grey board. So they're already die cut out for you, so you don't have to mess about. I can't pick them up, so I'm just going to slide them out of the way. And then I'm going to use, let's shift you two. Right, you're there. Right, I know where you are. You're there. That's there. Two the same. I'm not using that. So just while that has been done, I'm just going to ink around the edge of that. Yeah, I need an afternoon in my pub. I've not been for a while for my business, my out of office day that I'll go in the pub. So I'm going to have to do that maybe one day this week. Because I have got a voucher for 30% off. I will have the chicken and bacon salad. So I might do that maybe Tuesday because I've got a Fat Club weigh-in on Monday. So I don't want to have a big lunch before Fat Club weigh-in. I've got my 1.5 stone. I'm hoping to tip just below the 2 stone by the end of April if I can. That's my goal. And then I'm trying for like me, well, at least 1.5 stone every month and a half, every 2 months. Right, so I've inked round that. So now I want some nice paper for the inside bit. La 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 la. But it is a really nice die, that one. Die. Right, that's nice. I'm just trying to, so all I'm doing, I'm just matching them up against the papers just to see what will be nice. That's quite a nice one. Oh, see, that's nice, isn't it? I like that one. That's nice. That's nice. Just talk amongst yourselves again. That's a nice one as well. I like that. I like that one. I like that one. Okay, I'm going for that one. I've done it. I've decided. Well, exactly. I've sort of got back into the zone with it now. Oh, I've made 2 lovely curries again. We have what, well, Steve called it our coconut cockaliki chicken curry. So basically it's chicken leek curry. So all the ingredients of cockaliki soup, but with curry, because obviously we have rice with it. All right, Jill. See you later, lovely. Yeah, so coconut cockaliki chicken curry. Yeah, that's nice as well. Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm going to go with that one. Only because I've got purples and pinks in my theme, Shelley. That's the only reason why. So I'm going to use that one there, like that. Just like that. Yeah, so I did cockaliki chicken curry, and then I did a Chinese beef curry with the leftover roast beef from our Easter tea. Oh my goodness, that was delicious as well, because sometimes I quite like a different type of curry, not just Indian curry. But I hadn't got Chinese 5-spice. But then I looked at the ingredients of Chinese 5-spice and found that most of them are in garam masala, which I have got for my Indian curries. But then when I went to, I made it and it was absolutely delicious, beautiful. But then I did go in Aldi and they have Chinese 5-spice, so I now have that again to make another curry. So I am eating a lot of curries, which is pretty healthy really for us. But yeah, just sticking with it. Oh, see, I like that. Okay, so let's glue the back of that. I know, it's hard. I mean, well, hopefully I've made changes that'll just keep me going, really. I mean, I have my snacks. So I did get, the other day, I got some Maltesers, because they're the lowest point. But to be honest, I had a handful and I gave the rest to Steve. I just wanted a little fix of them. So I think out of a big packet, over 2 nights, I must have had about, 14 balls, which is in my points value anyway. But I do like French fries, Walker's French fries, and they're not as many points, only 4 points, and I do take my time eating them. So that, I don't have them every night, but that's like a little part of me. I'm allowed to have them. Right, so let's just cut round here. Hello, I'm just doing my live. I want me live.
I was going to say, are you on a live?
Yeah, yeah.
That's alright.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just going to say if you wanted to come out for tea on my birthday.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
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 We'll sort it
Yeah.
out.
Are we going to go to what's it, because it's 30% off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
There's a new ribs and chicken on the menu.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it's after Fat Club weighing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
All right
sort
then.
it out.
See you later.
Do you want me to do you eating for your toe?
You can do if you want. Have a play, yeah?
Steve's going, no,
No.
we can still.
Yeah, apologise. My sister's just popped her head in. It's fine. It's usually my mum that pops her head in, but it's my sister.
I did wonder if you were on your live.
I am. I'm doing it, but I've been on for nearly 2 hours. I'm coming off soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, no, it's my sister this time. It's my sister. Yeah. She just pops in every now and then as well. They all do. I thought I could hear it in background, and she's talking to herself saying, I wonder if she's on a live. And I was over here. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. You see, and that could also go in there. Ugliness with a blue tassel. So let me shove that on there. Let me pop a little hole on that and get my little blue tassel. This is just for ugliness. Don't want to deprive her of a blue tassel. I've still not found my best tweezers, even after a massive tidy up. I think they're gone. Well and truly gone. So I've got my blue one there, so that will then go in there as well. How sweet is that? So that's a little doubler that will go in there. And I've got my 2 tassels just for ugliness. So that's that one, very pretty. That's that one, like Mummy and Daddy. Very lovely. So that's those, and then the last little thing that I'm gonna do, I love that, so let's put that to one side, is see if it will fit. I'm going to use this little slide mount one. Hey, they're real sticky, tricky to get out. Steve's going to my sister, yeah, don't do the weeding. I'm going, yeah, do the weeding. At least it'll get done. Do it. Do the weeding. There we go, a little double one there. And this time, I'm going to use that pink one. Oh, you're all right, Dee. That was really funny. All right. That really made me laugh, Dee. Calm down, dear, calm down. I mean, I didn't really eat a lot of chocolate anyway. The thing with me was pies and pastries. So if I try and avoid them at all costs, or if I do pies, do phyllo pastry so it's less intrusive than a big wodge of shortcrust. But it gives me heartburn anyway, so I shouldn't really have pastry, to be honest. I can get away with not having it. Again, keep those little bits for your labels. She was really giddy about it, Sue. She had to just tell us. Oh, see, that's lovely. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, so let's just ink around that. That's really nice. See, even like your backgrounds that are just waste backgrounds, they're not waste, are they? Because they look nice. So I just need something for the centre of that now. So let's have a little scooty patooty of what I've got. Right. Rice papers. So I like using the rice papers on things like this, on apertures, because they look obviously like a proper negative. So let's just have a scoot on these. So there's 3 sheets of each of these as well, which is really quite generous. So I think I'll use that green with that. It would be nice with stamped acetate as well. They're really lovely little dies, these. Some, there's a couple that I just have not got from the collection because I just don't. Oh, go on, keep going. Go on, there you go. You got stuck halfway there, Kitty. He's coming for a little. Does it, Steve? Can you put that box there where we can get in it? You're right, pal. You got a bit stuck there, Kitty. So it's easier to draw around that. Yeah, get him used, Glynis. Let's just cut that out. So it's just going to be slightly inside the pencil line. A little bit at the top. That's nice. Gatto. Stamped thin tea bag paper, absolutely. Lots of nice little uses for these. So let's just glue that in place. Oops. Glue that bit as well, because then that'll close everything together. Right, so stick that on there, stick that down. Oh, that's so precious. Love it, love it. That's really rather lovely. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, and it's brilliant. If you hold it up to light, honestly, it looks like a proper slide. How sad am I? That's so lovely. If you do this and you hold it up to the light, it's lovely. Obviously, you can't see that, can you? But I can see it, and it does look very nice. So nicely stuck down. So that's what I mean, even like little backgrounds like that, you just think, oh no, that'll look rubbish. But cutting them out with your dies and things, or stamping over them, nothing gets wasted, does it, at all? It is very pretty. It could have been a bit tauter inside, but it's okay. Because what I'm going to do, so I've got that one. Where's the other one that I've just made? Got a little happy there. So that one is going to go just like that. Just there like that, I think. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to use the edge so I don't get glue on my acetate bit, on my rice papery bit. Let's shove you there. I'm just going to cut the ends off, because obviously it won't fit in without the ends cut off. Let's bring this camera down a little bit so you can see it a bit better. So I've got that then on there, which will fit lovely inside that. So that's like a little, oh, what's going on in there? So it makes you want to go, oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, just make sure that's inked up around the edge. But there we are. That's today's little makes, lovelies. I think I'm done now. I've got to tidy up a little bit for our Sarah John. But there we go. Let's just clear a bit of space. Let's get some nice white paper underneath so you can see it properly. There we go. So I've got those two. And then I've got these three little jobbers there, but all very pretty and coordinated. So there we go, there we are, lovelies. That's today's little project. Oh, I found my other pencil as well. Oh, it's all a bonus. So there we go, aren't they lovely? I've liked doing them today. Apologies if my voice sounds a little bit blocked. It is. I think I'm coming down with something. But there we go, a little section of makes. I've really enjoyed that. Thank you, Karen. So if you have got a gel plate, get using it, and if you haven't, think about investing in one. This one was the little one, which obviously is more affordable because they do get more expensive, the bigger ones that you make. But obviously, if you've got the bigger one, you can do more with it. You can do more backgrounds and get bigger projects made out of them. But there we go. So I'll link all the stuff that I've used. I'll put more proper photographs on of this. But I'm rather liking all of these. I think they're really lovely. All right, lovelies. Have a lovely rest of the weekend, whatever you do. I will see you anon. I'll probably be back on Monday night on that Crafting Together with All Brands. I'm on Tuesday morning on That's Crafty Creatives. Or am I? I don't know if I... Oh, no, I might have to postpone that and put it at a different time because I've got an appointment with John. Oh, I'll have to look at that. And then... yeah, let's just try and get Steve to pay attention. Steve! 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 See, just doing a nice lady voice doesn't work. Steve! Steve! Yeah, see, I've got to go dark. Got to go deep. I've got to go dark and deep or he won't listen. Enjoy, yes, and thank you, I will, Karen, and we'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, my lovelies. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Oh, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please get more people to subscribe. I'm almost at 150. Obviously, getting to 2,500 million would be brilliant, but I don't think that's going to happen over the weekend. But you never know. But have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Steve.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.